Adrienne Green here, and today I have the lovely Julie Gates with me. Thank you so much for joining me, Julie.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
And Julie is a fabulous real estate investor who started there and has then progressed into this amazing business where she provides full service property management in the Savannah area and then also helps short term rental owners across the country with their marketing, bookings, and all of the things to take a lot off of their plates and allow them to get those maximum returns from short term rentals while having reasonable fees and a work life balance as well. So, Julie, do you want to start by kind of giving us an introduction of your background with real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in Savannah, Georgia. If you haven't been here, you need to come. It's beautiful. And my base is here and I really enjoy it. I've been a real estate investor since, I guess, 2006. My husband and I started with commercial real estate actually, and we got into single family much later. And then I was struggling to figure out how to pay the down payments, on these houses. After I bought a few, I was like, holy cow, I don't know how to come up with another 20%. And that is when back in 2017, I started doing Airbnbs. And it started with my own properties. I started a management company back when I started the single family things just for my own purposes. I never intended to be a property manager or own a property management company. But I started there, like I said, just with my own stuff. And then I started Airbnb out my pool house. I already had a house available and I begged my husband to let me do it. And he was like, oh, I don't know. But we loved it. I fell in love. And after that, I just went crazy with the furnished rentals. So I've actually really enjoyed short-term rentals. And then I also have kind of one of my other big focus is what I call a long short, which is 30 days or more. So, but everything that I'm really focused on with Sid Was Here, which is my company, is with furnished rentals, fully furnished rental, but it can be any length of stay, a short amount, a long amount, anything in between. But I'm kind of an out of the box person. Like I like to be in, I like to find a way, if you tell me no, I'm going to go find a way around it.
Well, and I think you make a lot of good points there that, if the focus is maximum return for your real estate investment,
Yes.
we should find that should be the focus and not necessarily one path, right? And so, like you said, and here
Mhm.
in the Chattanooga market, those we call them midterm rentals often here, the 30-day plus furnished stays are also fabulous. We have a lot of traveling
Yep.
nurses, a big hospital presence here. So thank you for making sure, yes, you help with
Well,
short term and midterm as long as they're furnished rentals.
right. And I want to say for Chattanooga, I actually went to college in Chattanooga and I'm from Nashville originally. I should have mentioned that. I apologize. But I know Chattanooga very well. Trust me, I've been there and I continue to go there. But Chattanooga has a huge tech world. And that's a big focus of mine as well, is attracting tech professionals to because they can live and work anywhere as long as they can do their job. It doesn't matter if they're in Puerto Vallarta or Nashville or Paris. Doesn't matter as long as they show up. So a big part of what I've been doing with these long shorts is the tech world. And we always encourage homeowners to add a desk, an extra monitor, a desk chair, and high-speed internet. If you have those four things, we can market the heck out of it to these guys. That's one of my specialties, and I really enjoy it.
And that is a perfect fit for Chattanooga, both, as a tech
It
focus
is.
and with Chattanooga being gig city, we've got that
Right.
high speed internet handled
Yeah,
for
you
a really
do.
good price. So
My kids get so mad at me every time we're there and they like download a movie in 4 seconds. I'm like, oh, it's amazing what you've got going on in Chattanooga. I love Chattanooga.
oh yeah, we're thankful to be here. So, go ahead and if you could just walk through for people who are considering this, what services you provide and what it looks like.
Sure, absolutely. I am a licensed real estate agent here in Savannah. I really don't focus on that at all. You'll never hear me talk about it. I only sell homes or, if someone's trying to buy a short-term rental and I'm going to manage it for them, that's really my only focus. I'm a property manager first. So I have a full service management company here in Savannah and I enjoy that. And we do everything with regards to the home. But again, I come at property management very much as a real estate investor because I used to have property managers for my stuff. And that's when I opened my own company. I was so frustrated with the cost of it. And not that property managers are bad or do a bad job, but I was getting feed to death. When you have a lease up fee and a cleaning fee and a photography fee and rah, rah, I mean, I paid all of these fees. And I just said, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to open my own company. Well, so then once I just couldn't stop talking about my furnished rentals. And at the closing table on one of the houses that I purchased here in Savannah, I met these owners. They said, what are you going to do with this house? And I said, oh, it's going to be a furnished rental. It's going to be a long short. They said, what's that? And I said, oh, that's a furnished stay for more than 30 days. It happened to be in an area where you couldn't legally do a short-term rental.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I have short-term rentals. I have these long shorts. This is my focus. That's all I talk about. You'll never hear me talk about anything else. And they said, oh, we have all these Airbnbs in the historic district of Savannah. And they hired me to manage their properties later on. It was incredible. I got to know them. And so that's when I kind of moved into that area. But I saw a need, elsewhere, not just Savannah. I was getting calls and I said, I'm really big on simplifying things. And, a lot of people are overcomplicators and I am a very much an uncomplicator. Like I'm always like, okay, let me just get right down to what I need to do here. So as we've moved out nationwide, we offer, actually have the owners sign a marketing agreement. So we do provide the marketing for short-term rentals. And part of our entire job actually is to fill the calendar with guests. We manage the guests. We have a 24-hour support staff I have a full-time graphic designer, everything that I'm going to need to market that. We do change the strategy actually for each home because sometimes, the homeowner wants travel nurses and sometimes the homeowner wants a luxury stay and other times the homeowner wants the tech professionals, but also short-term stays in between. Every single zip code has different regulations. Every house has a different owner. So we actually dance. We do a lot of dancing is what I like to say, where I was like, we're here now, we're over here. And we're actually moving now into timeshares. So it's very hard to cash flow on a timeshare. And I am just hell bent on helping people do that. It's, once you have it, you have it. So let's cash flow on it. So we're actually worldwide now. I'm really proud to say that. So again, it's the same concept. I'm going to market the place. I'm going to put it on the right platforms and get the guests in, manage the guests, get the guests out. Our system will also message your cleaning staff. We'll call, like, let's say something breaks in the home while we have guests inside or when they're leaving, it doesn't matter. We're going to call those people and get your service providers in there. We don't take a cut of that on that. Our percentage is only based on the amount that we receive in rent. I always say, I'm going to earn what I make for you. I'm not going to just try to make money off of you in fees. I hate that. I absolutely hate it. So it's just a straight commission and it's a lower commission right now. As we do the marketing, it's a 10% commission. And this is for a fully furnished rental home. The caveat with that is that we never touch the home. We're very upfront about that. We're not going to walk through the home and check on it. We're not going to go replace a lampshade. We can't do it. We're here in Savannah. So the homeowner is going to get a much better return, but it's also going to be on the homeowner to provide either themselves or someone else that is on their payroll to come check on the home. And we can help them find that. But this is a hands-on service. It's a service industry. But a lot of times that's what the homeowner enjoys is caring for the home. And what they don't enjoy is the 28 technology systems that you have to run a short-term rental. And that's really our specialty. I love technology. I actually went to Cornell in their School of Hotel Management for data and revenue management in the hotel business. And it really applies here as well. So I just really love this industry and I love technology. And so I'm trying to focus on what I'm really good at. What I don't want to do is hire a team in every market in the world. And so I don't do it. I'm just honest about what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. And it's not for everyone. If you never want to touch your home or hear anything about it, you just want to cash a check, you probably would need a full service property management. And that's totally fine. It's just not who we are. At this point, I'm really trying to maximize returns and specialize on what I like and enjoy the most.
Well, what I see as an advantage, Julie, with what you offer is, for our clients, if they're getting a short-term rental, they want that increased return. And the challenge is when you put in the increased property management fee that you pay with a short-term rental, at least for that first year, you're not going to see those increased returns. Right. And then they're like, why don't I just do a long-term rental? But our long-term rental property management rate in this market averages 10%. And I think that you provide pretty comparable service to what a lot of our long-term property managers do, except they're actually probably charging a fee when they call out that HVAC guy, let's say, or things like that. They might be
Right.
charging a markup on that where you don't. And of course, you're going to have a much higher average per night rate with a short-term rental or, the long shorts or something like that versus the long-term rental. So,
Yeah, we love it. And the owner is going to use the house. Like we
mhm.
understand, if you buy a home and let's say Orlando, your family wants to go there. It's okay.
Mhm.
Just let us know. Like the homeowner is always the boss and we set the rules up around what they want. And then it's our job to kind of make that happen, if at all possible. We don't control everything, but we try.
Yeah. And so you guys are totally fine working with the homeowner's preferred vendors. And if the
Yes.
homeowner wants to use the house a significant portion of time, you
Right.
guys are all still good.
Absolutely. And I just want to address what you said about the returns too, Adrian, because it's important
Mhm.
for people to have the right expectation with short-term rentals. And please understand, I'm an investor and I own stuff personally. And so technically I would be managing, my houses, that I'm managing for myself. My management is essentially zero. Okay. So just understand where I'm coming from. Any furnished rentals that you do, you're going to have a much lower return in years 1 and 2. Just be
Mhm.
prepared for that because you're going to do a rehab, you're going to furnish the home. That's your learning curve. So no matter who's managing it, it can be you managing it for free or you can be paying a property manager. You need to go in with the expectation that furnished rentals are a long-term play. If you think you're going to have a cabin in the Smokies for 1 year and have $400,000 in your bank account in profit, I'm here to tell you that it's not going to happen. You've got to have a long-term play with this. Once you hit years 2, 3, 4, you're going to see those returns jump higher and higher because your expenses are less. You know what you're doing. You figured out the right dishes. It could be anything. But that first short-term rental and that first year, that's your learning curve. And you need to go into it with the right expectation is really important.
Mhm. Well, and you bring up a good point. Yes, it has the higher, and that's mostly, it sounds like, from the increased costs of
Mhm.
having to fix it up and
Right.
furnish it and everything like that is what you're referencing for that first year,
Right.
correct?
Even if
Okay.
you buy it furnished, you're still going to want to zhuzh it, right? Hopefully, if you buy it furnished turnkey, that's a totally different story. You're probably going to see it about right, maybe a little bit reduced. But yeah, for me, I usually buy a house that needs floors and
Mhm.
paint at a minimum, and then
Right.
I'm going to put brand new furniture in it. That leads me to another thing I want to say. Please don't buy used furniture. You'll regret that. There's like we try to help you with tips like that all the way through. We don't furnish rentals though. We don't do that. We just manage our market. So
Hmm.
anyway,
Hmm.
yeah,
Well, I love that you guys are really good at what specifically you do. Um,
exactly.
but you have this wisdom that just, obviously speaks to all the parts of furnished rentals for sure. So let's say that people want to learn more, they want to reach out, they want to get signed up. What's the best way to contact you?
Yeah, we would love to talk to you. We'd love to hear about your project. And our company is Sid Was Here. Sid is a squirrel. You can read about that on the website. It's named after a squirrel rescue, actually, here in Savannah. So sidwashere.com, check us out. I have a lot of blogs on property management. If you're interested to kind of learn how we do things, that's going to tell you exactly how we run things. But yeah, we'd love reach out anytime if you have questions. We're happy to talk to you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Julie. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure always. All right. Thanks, guys.